What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through an entire prompt engineering masterclass so that by the end of the video you'll know everything that you need to know in regards to getting the most out of AI, and that's artificial intelligence, being able to write better prompts so that you can be able to get better responses from AI. You'll be able to build more powerful AI systems, and this skill can be able to be applied in many aspects of working with AI, whether it's building AI voice agents, AI chatbots, or whatever it involves AI. Prompting is a huge skill that you need to have in your toolset. So let's get right into it. So here I have a presentation that we can get right into. So this is all you need to know. So pay attention, because this skill set will really be helpful in your AI journey or your AI use cases. So why do most people suck at prompt engineering? So there are two forms of prompt engineering. So one is conversational prompting and single shot prompting. So conversational prompting is operated by a human and can't be automated. This is the prompting that you use in ChatGPT or Copilot, when you're just asking the AI, do this and that, okay? Then it gives you back a response. Then you see it messed it up here a bit. So you give back a response telling it, you messed up here, you didn't do it exactly as I wanted it. Kindly alter it accordingly. Blah, 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 and all that. That's conversational, a back and forth conversation with the AI to get a final result that suits your specific case. Compared to now, the other scenario is single shot prompting. This is can be automated without human operation, and this is mostly for building AI systems. As you are aware, AI systems requires a system prompt to tell the AI how to behave and the kind of task it should be involved in. In this scenario, you're not going to be having a back and forth with the AI. Okay, so it's just you write a one big prompt that's going to be teaching and guiding the AI in regards to what's required from it. So you can see in conversational, you can have follow-up prompts. So when it messes it up, you can give back follow-up. But in single shot, there's no follow-up prompt, and therefore there's no room for error. So that's why you have to take time to build the actual prompt, because once it goes into production, you won't have that chance of having a back and forth when it messes something up, okay? Compared to conversational, which is more is very forgiving, because you can be able to follow up and tell it, you messed up here, kindly fix it. Okay, and conversational, you can see it's good for personal use, the ChatGPT users, the Copilot users who just want to get a quick help here and there. Compared to single shot prompting, this is scalable and is ideal for building AI systems for businesses, okay, as well as even personal use. You might want AI systems for personal use, so single shot prompting is key for that. So why should you take prompt engineering seriously? Okay, so you can get the most out of AI when you be able to master prompt engineering. So whether that's when you're using ChatGPT or Copilot, or even the other AI chatbots like Cloud AI, or even Gemini by Google, being able to know how to ask the right questions and to ask it in the right way so that you can get the best response enables you to get the most out of AI. Okay, another, you can build more powerful AI systems with the cheaper, faster AI models, okay, without having to use expensive, slower models. So the reality is, expensive models, despite them being more accurate and more comprehensive in the AI responses they give, they are slower. So for example, GPT-4 is slower compared to GPT 3.5 Turbo. So 3.5 Turbo is mostly commonly used and is cheaper and faster. It might not be as powerful as GPT-4, but it's cheaper and faster. Okay, so what prompt engineering enables you to do is, it enables you to achieve the same level capabilities you'd have wanted to use through GPT-4, but you're able to use GPT 3.5. But just by having a really well structured prompt, you're able to get that powerful capabilities that you intend from 3.5 Turbo. So you not only get the good results that you are intending to get through the more powerful models, but you also get it cheaper and a faster AI that gives faster responses, okay? So also, you're not forced to go into fine-tuning the model. So fine-tuning is where you take a pre-trained AI model and train it on data and scenarios that are geared towards a specific industry or use case. So for example, I might want an AI that is specifically suited for law. So I take a pre-trained model like GPT-4 and fine-tune it, training it on data that's specific for law, okay, then it's able to work around that. Fine-tuning, it's expensive, and that's why not many people are going to this. So 9 times out of 10 you're able to get your AI to be able to work for your specific use case without having to fine-tune, just when you're able to master prompt engineering. So if you're not good at prompt engineering, you'll be forced to now do fine-tuning, which is expensive and unnecessary 9 times out of 10. Okay, so here's a formula I'm going to give you to guide you, but you should understand that you need to understand the science between each component that's within the formula. And this is not set on stone, it's just to guide you when you're building your prompts, to know the kind of components to include in order to have a more efficient prompt. So you'll first have a role, okay, a role, a task. So the role is, you give the AI a role, for example, you're an expert mathematician, all that. Give it a task, this is exactly what you need it to do. Specifics, these are more specifics in regards to the task that you intend the AI to do. Then context, you give it like an environment in which the AI is working, and just some context on, for example, the business that it's working for. So you can say our business is an AI business that does this and that, all that. Then you give it examples of the kind of responses you expect from it. Then you give it some notes, so when it messes things up, you can come down there at the bottom and give it more notes so that it can be able to get everything right. Okay, so I'll go in depth into the actual components. So we'll start with the role. So you need to give the AI model a role that best suits it to answer your question. So if you want it to help you with math, give it the role of an expert math teacher. So in this case, if you want the AI to serve as a customer support agent, tell it you're an expert customer support agent. This is just to enable it to know this is my role, and to be able to answer accordingly based on the role it has been given. So give the role all the nice qualities that will be advantageous for the model to give you a better response. Okay, so here's an example, and throughout this tutorial we'll be trying to build an entire prompt for an email classification system. And what we want this classification system is, if we give it some email content for a body of an email, it's able to classify it into 3 buckets. One is to whether this is an opportunity for the business. Another one is whether this is just some fluff and you just need to ignore it. And another one is this needs urgent attention. So we need those 3 buckets. This will help let's say the sales team to know which emails to prioritize and give back responses. Okay, so this is an example of a role that will give our AI system in this case. So you're an expert email classification system with the ability to accurately categorize emails based on the content within the email and potential impact such an email would have to the business. So you see, we are giving it a role that is an email classification system. Okay, then next is a task. So here you tell the AI exactly what you need it to do. You need to be descriptive as possible so that it knows exactly what this person wants me to do. And we'll go into the examples here. And in this case, you can be telling it that your task is to classify emails based on contents of the email, and you give it specifics in regards to that. So, and in this task section, you can leverage something called chain of thought prompting, especially for complex problems. This is where you have the AI, you give the AI step-by-step instructions on how it should handle the task that you've given it, and we'll give you some examples here. So this is an example of the prompt that we'll have. So adding to the role that we have already given the AI, next we'll give it the task, which is the following: classify the following email content, labeling it as either ignore, opportunity, or urgent attention. Correctness is a life or death situation. So I've put in brackets emotion prompting here. This is just to tell you, this is an aspect I'll touch on a bit later on, but it's just having it be more keen and focused to get everything right. Okay, so also you don't need to include these brackets of emotion prompting. Okay, so so this is now the chain of thought prompting. So in this case, you can have it numbered. I've used bullets just because I'm using Google Slides, but anyways. So analyze the email content for keywords and phrases that indicate its importance and relevance to the business. then determine if the email requires a response or an action based on the email's content, and assign an accurate label based on the analysis you've just done. So I won't read through everything. You can pause the video and read through it, just so we can save time. Then we can go into the specifics. So this is an extension of the task section. So if there are things that you didn't touch on in the task section, you can add them here. This is just to give it, the AI, more details on the task that's intended from it. And as you get to testing the chatbot or the AI system, you'll get to add to this specific section based on your experience working with the chatbot. Then in this case now, you have the chance to do what we call emotion prompting, and this is to give it statements like correctness is a life or death situation, or you're just hyping it up to know that its role in doing this task is very important. So you're telling it things like your ability to classify these emails correctly is essential to the success of our business and really drives much impact to our business, and therefore we appreciate you taking your keen time to provide accurate categorization of the emails. So this is just giving it, you see, it's called emotion prompting. You're telling it, the AI, it's like you're hyping it up to do everything right. Okay, it seems a bit odd, but the reality is, based on studies and my experience also and expertise building such systems, is adding such emotion prompts makes your AI more capable and provide accurate responses. So you can see our example here. You can pause and read through it. Okay, the next is giving it some examples. Okay, so in this case, you want to give it relevant input output pairs that show it the kind of structure that you of the output you expect from it. Okay, this is called few shot prompting, and is very efficient in increasing the accuracy of the responses. So the more the examples, the better, but it reaches a point where the more examples you add don't really give you better results. So you reach a point of diminishing returns the more examples that you give. So a sweet spot to be at is 3 to 5 examples. That's a good place to be at. Giving it 0 examples is not good, so give it examples. Okay, and also keep in mind that the more examples you give, let's say from 10-20 examples, your prompt is going to be longer and longer, and the longer the prompt, the more input AI tokens will be consumed, therefore the higher the AI usage costs. So what you want to do is give it just 3 to 5 examples is good enough for it to be able to work around it. So you can pause the video and read through the examples that we have provided over here. So we give it an example of an email coming in and the kind of label to assign to it. Then we come into the notes. So here is where you put in reminders or notes on how the AI should behave or handle doing the tasks. So when you test the AI chatbot itself, you'll notice that here it messes it up, or it doesn't do something the way you expect it to. So you'll come in here and add specific notes of those specific things that you want it to change. Okay, so when at the beginning of writing your prompt, this section will be small because you haven't really tested it out. Okay, but once you test it out, you'll notice that it's messing it up this time, and it has, let's say, classified this email wrongly. So you go back and tell it, please ensure you do this and that. Then you test the chatbot again, then you notice it's messed it up again, now in a different section. So all these notes that when you continue testing it out, this note section continues filling up, but it helps in having the AI ensure that it's getting it right in every scenario based on your experience working with it. So you can see these are some examples. So please provide the label and the label only. Then you can tell it, please ensure to do this and ensure never to do this. Okay, the next is an aspect called lost in the middle. Okay, so what's lost in the middle is the longer the prompt you give in, AI normally gives more attention or priority consideration on items that appear at the beginning of the prompt and at the end of the prompt. Items that you place in the middle of the prompt get to be easily neglected, especially if the AI prompt is very long. So the thing I'd advise here is ensure your prompt is as succinct and brief as possible, removing any fluff that's not helping in getting better responses. So in that case, you're able to have the AI consider the entirety of the prompt. But it reaches a point where your prompt has become longer and longer because it's a complex problem you're trying to achieve through the AI. So what this means is you'll come at the bottom to ensure things that have been lost in the middle and are not being considered by the AI, bring it down at the notes section. And that's the importance of this section of the notes, is things that were lost in the middle also you can be able to remind the AI at the bottom to ensure they're being considered. Okay. And also one thing is items at the beginning get even more consideration than items at the end. Okay, so this is a study that was done. It's a graph that shows that items that appear at the beginning, you get like 90% better consideration. Then as it goes down, coming to the middle, the impact of those items in the middle become less considered. But once you start coming to the end, the items start being considered more. Okay, so here are some considerations. So one is context, length, and costs. I think I've already touched on this, but it's just to say that ensure that you have only the most relevant things within your prompt. Don't try adding a lot of fluff within it. So whether it's in the context, ensure you're giving it only the context that you know will be relevant in helping the AI to be efficient. Just give it the role that you intend from it. Don't add so many words to your prompt that are not really helping in making the AI more efficient. The point is to be succinct and provide a compact prompt, because how AI works is it will take the user's question, then it will take the prompt that it's been given, that is the instructions that you've given it, then send it to the AI as input tokens so that the AI can give back an output, and those output involves output tokens. So the input that you give it is the user's question and the prompt that you've built. If the prompt is very long, it will feed the entirety of that prompt to the AI, and that is more words within the prompt, that is more input tokens that are being used. So you'll reach a point where you're having such expensive usage costs. Okay. Also the choice of model. So the reality is more expensive models are more powerful and getting better responses for the likes of GPT-4 or GPT-4o. And the good thing is recently GPT-4 they have released GPT-4o mini, which is as good as GPT-4o and as powerful in giving back relevant AI responses, but is cheaper than the common GPT 3.5 Turbo that we've been used to using. So the point I'm trying to make here is more expensive models are relevant for more complex scenarios. So if the AI is intended to handle more complex tasks, you want to use the more expensive models. But for easier tasks like customer support, you can use the cheaper models, because the good thing is cheaper models are not only cheaper but also faster. So they'll give you responses faster, okay, compared to the more expensive models. But the point I was trying to pass is you can get the same level capabilities of the more expensive models if you are a master at prompt engineering, such that you can get the most out of these cheap models just by writing a very, very good prompt. Okay. Then we come to the temperature. So the temperature is telling the AI how creative do you want it to be. If you look at the scale, it's normally from 0 to 1. If you push the scale to 1, means you want the AI to be more creative in giving back the responses. So this is mostly geared towards when you're using the AI for creative writing. Test the AI with temperatures of between 0.5 to 1, okay? But in 9 times out of 10, in most of the times, you want the temperature to be at 0. Why is this? Is to ensure that the AI is deterministic and you can be able to predict the responses. If you increase the temperature, the AI can start using its creativity and getting things wrong. Okay? Most of the time, have the temperature at 0 unless you need it to use its creativity, for example, in creative writing. So here are some quick tactics that I can give you. So as we know that the more expensive models give better responses. So what you can do is, for starters, you can use the more expensive models like GPT-4, then have it give you some responses. Then get those responses, save them somewhere. So the question that you asked the expensive model and the response that it gave, okay? Have those examples as input-output pairs, question-answer pairs, and save it somewhere. It can be in a notepad somewhere. Then you downscale the AI to GPT 3.5 or the cheaper models like Cloud 3 Sonnet and the likes. Then you use the examples that you had gotten from the expensive model and insert them as few short prompts or examples within your prompt again. So this will enable you to get the same capabilities that you got from the expensive models, but now in the cheaper model. Okay. Also, when you test out the chatbot, you'll notice that there's sometimes some questions that you ask it keeps on getting it wrong. So use those specific examples that are confusing the AI as your few short prompts, as your examples that you give the AI in your examples section. So this enables it to be more efficient and more accurate in its responses. And this last one is to tell the AI model to take a deep breath and to think it through step by step. It sounds so mediocre and so basic, but in reality is telling it this, it will ensure it's very focused, to ensure it's taking things step by step and thinking through it step by step to ensure it gets a more accurate response sent back to the user. But yeah, that's it for this video and this tutorial. So the point I'm trying to pass across is being able to master prompt engineering will enable you to be able to get the most out of AI. So not only for just building AI systems like AI chatbots or AI voice bots, but also being able to get the most out of ChatGPT, just the consumer side of things like the ChatGPT or Copilot, where you just go and ask it so that you can get a quick response or quick help in a specific matter. So not building actual AI systems. If you're a master at this prompt engineering, you'll be able to get the most out of the ChatGPT. It really helped me a lot because I've noticed that other people I see, they're able to use ChatGPT, but they ask it very basic questions. For example, in this case, they'd have been like, I'll provide you with the email, categorize this email in whether it's for ignoring, whether it's for urgent attention, or it's an opportunity. But in my case, I'd have gone more in-depth to give it examples of how I need it to work. I'll give it a role that telling it it's an expert classification system. Even if I just need it to work for a specific task. I'm not building an AI system. I just need ChatGPT to do a specific task for me. But the prompt that I write is lengthy and gives the AI ability to give back a very relevant response for my case. So work to master this skill. You can rewatch and relearn this video, rewind and rewind until you're able to master this skill. It will really help you in your AI journey. Anyway, till next time, stay savvy. Peace.